I'll start from the top, man. You got IMB Boom.
Y'all know what time it is.
You
Double
feel
L.
me?
Whole lot of double L shit. Loyalty lifestyle.
Been doing your thing a lot. You feel me? Been doing it a long time.
Man, I'm really just getting started, man. I'm really just getting started. Just staying in my
Alright, well,
own
we gonna tell them about the whole story, you feel me? And where you headed with it, you feel me? So just start about your childhood. Just tell us about, where you grew up and how it was for you growing up.
Growing up, like shit, I'm from Orange, and I grew up in a family full of hustlers. Like my aunties and my uncles, all on sold drugs and shit, dice games, card games, tunk games. We were used to that shit growing up. So I kind of really like, my granny. She the most influential to me because she had so much influence on my life. Cause she just was a hustler. She was humble, and she didn't take no shit. So but I'm from a background of hustlers though. Like no matter what, they gonna get some money. Yeah, that's what it is.
Okay, and growing up, like, what were some of your hobbies as a kid? Like, what were some of the things you were interested in as a kid? Was you in sports? Was it video games? Or were you outside just, hanging with the kids outside?
I like to be outside. Like growing up, like me and my brothers and shit, we like to hang outside. We stayed in a lot of neighborhoods, so we always wanted to go out and see what it was about. We was brave. You feel me? Like we weren't scared of shit. So with that, we just we hung out. We started hanging out, and we started meeting new people and moving to different neighborhoods and adapting to the way that they was living. So we kind of like took a little bit from a lot of places we stayed, and we put all that shit together, and that's what created IMB Boom.
Okay, so let's talk like around middle school to high school to say where you old enough to start doing your own thing in these streets. Let's talk about those days. Was you sports kid, or like I say, was you in both? Because I know you played a little sports.
Yeah, I played football. I played football and I played a little bit of basketball. I played basketball at Washington like my freshman year. We was all right, but I feel like that I just ain't had like that support system. When it came to sports and shit like that and trying to do positive shit, I ain't really had like no support system. Everybody around me was doing wrong and trying to tell a nigga how to do right. And so eventually I started making my own decisions.
Okay, and then making those decisions, what age would you say you start really feeling like you needed to make your own decisions and make money for yourself and provide for your people?
I remember when I was a kid, I probably was like 14, 15. Like that whole summer I had been cutting grass, me and my partner. We was cutting grass and shit. And I had saved up like $500, I think I had like $500. And I had like my uncle, his people. Well, she was to be married my auntie, that's another story, but I had her saving my money because I ain't really like have my family members saving it, because not that I didn't trust them, I just felt like they knew how much money I had at a young age that, they were trying to, you already know.
Right.
Anyway, making a long story short, I ended up getting my money from her, and I came home one day and my mama was sitting there. She seen the money like budging out my pocket, gave me what I had in my pocket, and I told her it wasn't nothing, but she ended up going in my pocket and getting the money. And she took half for it. She told me she was paying bills with it. So when I seen right there, it actually felt good, to pay bills. So I experienced that. I kind of got like addicted to that feeling. So ever since then, I really been like a hustler, trying to make a way, really just trying to make a way. And that's all it was about, really, for real. Trying to have my own shit.
Okay, so you say around 14 to 15, somewhere around in there?
Yeah, about 14, 15 when I started hustling, but I was already getting in trouble about age of 12 and 13. I was in DJJ doing time like that,
For just what? Just
random shit, like battery and shit like that.
Okay.
A lot of shit like that. Grand Theft Auto, I ain't never stole no car, but how that go.
Right. Okay. So when did music come into the picture? Like,
man, music always been in the picture. Like, One of the places I stayed in Diego Circle, like, probably when I was like, I can't really remember, probably like 8, 9, 10, one of them, but and we used to have this thing where we be out there, I stayed like right in front of the hot box. So we used to be out there beating and shit on the hot box and rapping and shit, I was legit, I was the youngest one out there. But I always liked the freestyling and shit like that, so I took a liking to that shit. And then, eventually as I got older, I got away from it because I started hustling. And then I found that passion back, like, when I came across town.
Okay, well, hold on. Well, we just gonna talk like what was your influences on music? Like, why did you want to start rap? Because, you know, I know personally that your father used to rap, you feel me, and put out music. So was he kind of an influence, or did you just see people on TV that you wanted to be like, or was it that?
Nah, my dad don't want like no influence. I mean, influence is to me who inspired me. Like, you saying like to make music?
Yeah, to
like,
make your own music, create your own music.
My situations inspired me to make music. You know what I'm saying? It was my way of venting. So,
okay.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
So
nice.
it just so happened to be with a melody, but you know, just music, venting. That's how I came about making music. That was my way to vent. Everybody got their, you know what I'm saying, ways of coping with things, whether it's, you know what I'm saying, habit, drugs, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Mine was music. That's what it was.
Okay, so you 15, probably 16. You still going to school? What's your school life like at this time?
Man, school for me was really like, you know what I'm saying, like, you know, I was, you know, the average shit. I ain't really had shit like, you know what I'm saying. I hustled here, pair of shoes here, you know what I'm saying. Standing out at my cousin's house, walking to school. You know, sometimes riding bikes to school, like, you know, like the normal shit. I ain't really had no spectacular, you know what I'm saying. AB on the road. I went there. I was smart, but I ain't never felt like my passion was in school, so kind of like that shit ain't working out.